Alright, this is Brian, and this is my review of the Soundstream RUB.124W, or 124W, whatever you want to call it. I got this sub for 71 bucks off of Rakuten.com. It came at a reasonable shipping time, was packaged well. In this review, I'm going to go over three basic things. I'm going to go over the build quality of the sub, then I'm going to go over the frequency response in WINISD, which is a box planning program, and then I'm going to kind of show how that applies to real life. I'm going to share my experience with the subwoofer. I could not find any reviews on this subwoofer anywhere. I looked everywhere, all over the internet, not even on Amazon. Nobody had reviewed this, so I want to give a good, solid, audiophile, real review. We have a thick roll rubber surround, nitrite, or MBR I believe. The cone is pressed paper, but it does not look that way. It's actually beautiful. Double stitched around the edge. We have a rubber gasket here. This actually comes off, if you can see on the bottom here, pulling it off. The frame does not ring much. It does ring a little bit, but it's not very noticeable. The binding posts are pretty secure. I think these could be bent if somebody tried, but they're for the most part secure. The tinsel leads are kind of sewn in there. I don't think they're sewn in well, but they are kind of down in those ridges. And the ridges of the suspension are deep. It looks like the woofer is made to travel a lot here at the cone. We have some extra vents for the voice coil. You can see in there this is a 2-inch voice coil. Doesn't look like there's a second spider on this, just the one spider, which is fine. The magnet here is pretty massive. It is a beautiful subwoofer. Let's see, it is a vented pole piece. It's vented and bumped. As you can see, the pole piece is bumped out. So this thing could probably take a little more than 500. I've powered these with more than 500 watts before. So the woofer does weigh 16 pounds in total. It's a good bit of woofer for $71. So this is a really well built subwoofer. Alright, I've got the Soundstream RUB.124W in WINISD here. This is a box simulating program. So this blue line here, right here, is a sealed box at 1 cubic foot. This is the frequency response of the subwoofer. Right here we have 100 Hertz, this is 50 Hertz, and 20 Hertz. Each of these lines in the middle here is a 10 Hertz interval. So this is 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. You get the point. So this is what it looks like in a sealed box right here, that blue line. The green line is in their recommended ported enclosure. So this green line right here is at 2 cubic foot ported box, tuned at 47 Hertz. Now I don't know why they recommend 47 Hertz. I think that's really high, but that's what the frequency response looks like. It looks like there's a big boost around 65 Hertz. That's at the top of this curve here. So there's a lot of bang in this subwoofer. You should get a lot of punch in this kind of enclosure. And then this last line here is a big low-tuned ported box, and that's what I have this in. This red line here is a 3 cubic foot ported box tuned at 33 Hertz, and that's exactly what I have it in right now. The sealed box is this blue line right here. This is the big low tuned ported box, and it looks like it's right in line with the sealed box here until about 65 or 70 Hertz. And then this big ported box just gets louder and louder and louder, and it stays loud all the way down to 20 Hertz. It's still louder than the sealed box at 20 Hertz. So my recommendation for this sub based on these graphs, for the flattest response, I would go with a big, low-tuned ported box. This is what a 3 cubic foot net box looks like. 36 square inches of port here. It's 12 square inches per cubic foot. So it's a sound quality application. I know the box is enormous. This is a Toyota Avalon. The trunk is 16 cubic feet. And this thing, I mean, this is what I have left. In the back here, you see I have my amplifiers. I run the Picasso Nano amplifiers. This is the PN1 650D here, and then the PN4 520D for the mids and highs. I built myself a little amp rack, so it's all there. This is my signal source here. I've got a Sony CDX GS500R head unit. It has 5 volt pre-outs, so it's giving a strong clear signal to those amplifiers. The amplifier is got a subsonic filter on it, and I put it at 40 hertz because this box with this subwoofer kills the lows. From 40 hertz down, it's loud. It's very loud, and so I'm a sound quality guy, so I'm turning that down. It doesn't really flex too much, actually. This is a bigger car, this Toyota Avalon.
Sipping on Mr. Pibb, playing with neighbors' kids, and I front to fall asleep so I can chill in your crib. House parties like playing kid, listening to gangsta men, sipping on ghetto boys. Obligated to be born of this, anything to go into this. Stardom that was more than this. Fatherless, so Hollywood got it on the yes. Step in the center patch, just pass the center, looking to see what's playing next. Yes, I got my butter and my popcorn. My crew is with me, so we're feeling like it's now.
This next song is from B-Shock. It's Lord Give Me a Call. This song has bass in the high 20s and maybe the mid 20s, 20 hertz range. Very, very low bass. So this subwoofer and a box kill this.
I wanna hear your voice, hear you speak right now, 'cause I'm feeling real weak. Lord, give me a call. Lord, give me a call. I need you right here, I need you right now. Ease my mind, I've been down for a while. Lord, give me a call.
No, there's really no flex anywhere. I'm a sound quality guy. Big ported boxes aren't just for SPL. This sounds amazing. From 30 hertz all the way up to 120 to 150 hertz, I get a nice clean sweep. It sounds almost even, and nothing's really out of phase. So it's smooth, deep, clear. In comparison with the Pioneer TS-W311D4 subwoofer that I reviewed previously, this subwoofer has a deeper sound, but it's also quieter. It's a little bit less loud. That represents or shows the typical trade-off with a subwoofer. It's either SPL or low bass, and this shows the trade-off happening between these two subwoofers. The Pioneer TS was loud, but it didn't get quite as low as this one. This one really kills the lows, vibrates your seats a little more, a little bit more bass that you can feel. So if you're looking for a little bit of a deeper thump, like some rap music, I would recommend this Soundstream over the Pioneer TS-W311D4. Again, this is Brian, and this has been my review of the Soundstream RUB.124W.